I like that sound, that rhythm. It's orderly and precise. Listen to it. You always know what's going to happen next. You see, when you do what you're expected to do and do it when you're supposed to, it tells other people they can rely on you, and that's good. But there's another side to it. Predictability can also be a terrible thing. If you literally cannot do anything other than what you've always done, if your mind cannot allow for a break in the pattern, then you're trapped. And some folks like being locked up. They do. They like for their world to be as small as possible and for absolutely everything to always be exactly the same. And that's not for me. You get to know me well, and you will find that there is nothing that rubs me the wrong way more than being holed up and fenced in and being told that there is only one way of doing things.
I've already told him we don't do things like that here.
I know, sir, but he insists on talking to you about it in person.
And you say he's only 15 years old?
That's right, sir. His name is Alvin Vogtle. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Vogtle, sir. Alabama Polytechnic's charter states that you accept applicants on the basis of their ability to do the work, to progress with their studies, and to complete all degree requirements. And I know I can do all that. For one thing, I just read the university's charter for the first time just a few minutes ago. I have what they call a photographic memory, a tremendous asset for a student.
Be that as it may, we have a reputation to uphold. Since 1856, the Alabama Polytechnic Institute has been proudly graduating the finest scholars.
Graduating proudly, sir. You said proudly graduating. Well, that's a split infinitive.
Vogel, get out of my office.
Yes, sir.
And if anyone in admissions gives you any more grief, tell him to come see me.
Yes, sir.
So let me see if I understand this. When you finish your general studies at Auburn, you now plan to go to the law school at University of Alabama? I suppose you've made up your mind and nothing can change it.
Well, Dad, I do hope to join a law firm, but I'm also going to fly.
Alvin Vogel, we're so proud of you. One of the youngest graduates in the history of this law school. You've certainly played your cards right. You're a graduate of both Auburn and Alabama. No need to choose sides when they're football teams. Are you listening to me, Alvin?
Yes, I apologize. I just don't want to be late for civilian pilot training. And I was listening to what you were saying about my graduating from 2 universities, but War Eagle. I always knew I was going to fly. Maybe from the first time I saw a plane soaring through the air and buzzing through the clouds. I just knew that that was going to be me up there. And the type of plane that we fly, there's only room for one in the cockpit. It's just you, the machine, and sky. It may be the most profound feeling of freedom that a human being can experience. Mother, I know it's dangerous, but life is dangerous. You can't avoid that. And they need pilots in Europe. Well, they can't get enough of us. And if we go to war against the Nazis, well, don't you want me to be a part of that fight?
A stable has ship between the United States and the Japanese Empire.
Hereby assigned to the 52nd Flight Group 4th Fighter Squadron.
Vogtle, sir, reporting for duty.
At ease. Where you from, son?
Alabama, sir.
Oh, Sammy from Alabama, like in that Three Stooges movie. All the boys here are big fans of the Stooges. You a Stooges fan? Good, you're gonna fit in with this bunch of knuckleheads just fine. Now get your gear together, because we're shipping out to Northern Ireland tomorrow. We're gonna learn how to fly the Supermarine Mark V.
The Spitfire, yes, sir. I've been dreaming about flying one of those, sir. Hello, Catherine? Yeah, it's me, Alvin. Well, just a lot of sitting around waiting for something to happen. But I'm getting to fly a lot. And tomorrow we're going to go overseas to train on the... Well, maybe that's all I should say. Catherine, we're not going to be able to talk for a while. No, I have no idea. Well, there's no way to know. But I just want to tell you that I respect your reasons for saying that you can't marry me. And your father's right, of course. Well, you should finish college, and I just didn't know that so many things were going to change so fast. But maybe by the time we're together again, you'll have your degree, and, well, things will be different. You're right. After this war, everything will be different. Catherine, they're warming up the engines. We're going to be taking off soon. So, in case I never get to talk to you again, just know that I loved you. No, I love you. I'll do my best. And say hello to everyone there for me. Catherine? All right, America. You just hold yourself together while I'm gone.
On the mark!
Allied forces take to the desert on foot and through the air, pushing the Nazis back from North Africa. And despite all efforts of the Nazis, the Allied pilots continue to deliver personnel, materials, and secret information to resistance forces throughout the area.
Hey, Sammy, stop gold bricking and get to your plane. You, Rivers, and me, we're delivering a secret message to the airbase at Annaba. Now, there's only a few miles from the Tunisian border, so the Luftwaffe may already have planes in the air to meet us. Radio check. Rivers?
Rivers here. Check.
Sammy?
Check.
Stay close, boys. I think there's some rough weather ahead. Dead reckoning only, fellows. We don't dare ride anybody's radio beacon.
That's gonna be tough, sir. Wind's already up to 30 and climbing.
Don't take your eye off that compass.
Wind's up to 45, sir.
Take it up to 5,000.
Well, visibility's good, but the wind's even higher up here.
You want to drop back down?
Negative, Sammy. We could be spotted any minute.
Fighting this wind is costing me a lot of fuel. My gauge is dropping so fast I can see the needle move.
Push it to the limit, guys. We can refuel at Annaba.
I don't know, Cap. The turbulence at this altitude is increasing. My compass is rattling so hard I can't even read it.
Yeah, I think we're off dead reckoning.
All right, let's get down where we can see the ground, but keep your eyes open, fellas. We're mighty close to Nazi territory.
Visual contact with the ground. Can't see any landmarks.
What the hell?
That's the flank battery at Bizerte.
Bizerte? How'd we get all the way?
Never mind that. Just follow me.
My fuel's dropping fast. I am. Guys, very soon I'll have to ditch.
You're not the only one. Keep your eyes peeled for the open desert.
Preferably on the Allied side of the border.
Roger that. Out of gas. Well, that settles that. Alive and in one piece. Well, that's a miracle right there. But did it happen in Algeria or Tunisia?
Underhåll, Amerikaner.
Tunisia.
Gehen Sie über Süden ändern.
Sammy, I'm glad to see you made it.
What do you think they'll do, Cap?
Telling with these guys.
Silence. You are now prisoners of the Reich. Your fate will be determined by my commandant. I am the chief interrogator of Dulagloft. I am told you attempted escape in Tunisia, then again in Rome, and attempted to jump from the moving train on your way here.
Vogtle, Alvin W., First Lieutenant, serial number 01-32-28-35.
Yes. I am familiar with the military code of the Allies. I grew up in England. Are you surprised? Many of the highest-ranking officers in the Reich are fluent in other languages, other cultures. We are prepared for the future in which we will be the masters of every nation on Earth.
Every nation? It's going to be a big shock to the Italians and the Japanese.
I hope you enjoyed that witticism because it was your last. You have knowledge about Allied movements in North Africa. You are carrying a secret message to Allied pilots in Algeria. What was in that message?
Vogtle, Alvin W., First Lieutenant, serial number 01-32-28-35.
You speak bravely because captured officers have value as hostages. And we hold pilots in special esteem. And we do respect the Geneva Convention's restrictions on torture. But we are not obliged to make you comfortable. We are, in fact, not obliged to feed you beyond the level of mere survival.
The guards march past this store every day at exactly the same time, like clockwork. They are clockwork. They're machines. It's been 9 days, and I've learned their every movement. By the time I figure out how to escape, I'll know things they don't know. Right on time. It's been 12 days, and I'm fairly certain I've thought about everything there is to think about. I don't even think about the food anymore, because there's nothing to think about. Like the man said, just enough to keep me alive. Barely alive. Day 19. I'd said I thought about everything there is to think about, but that's because every time I try to think of something new, my mind always goes back to Catherine. Sweet, beautiful, clever Catherine. I wonder if she's heard my plane went down behind enemy lines. Does she think I've died? Day 21. They don't even come in here anymore. A man just brings a bowl of soup and walks away. They don't even ask about the Allied forces in Algeria anymore. They don't even ask.
Herr Vogel, you are to be transferred to the maximum security facility in Poland, Stalag 3.
I'm not disappointed. I feel like I've accomplished something important. Now, did you see how many goons they sent to march me from there to here? You know, the first time I tried to escape, the Germans put 2 guards on me. The second time it was 3, and tonight, 4. If I can keep this up, I'll have the whole German army occupied.
Die Gefangenen werden nach Stalag Luft gebracht. Die Gefangenen werden nach Stalag Luft gebracht. Lieutenant Vogel, I think you'll find Stalag Luft 3 relatively comfortable, which doesn't mean we aren't all plotting night and day how best to escape. We've heard about your daring attempts. I think you'll be invaluable to us here.
Sounds like you're planning a big break.
We've begun work on a series of tunnels through which we believe we can evacuate 250 men before the Jerrys catch on.
250?
That is the plan, except we frequently lack certain materials, supplies we have to make disappear from the Nazis without being noticed.
You just tell me what you need, sir. I'll figure out a way to get it.
Little Alvin Vogel, Auburn's favorite graduate. The hell you doing here?
I know that laugh. Winston Garth. What? Imagine running into you at a POW camp in Poland.
Yeah, we got a lot of catching up to do and a lot of time to do it because we are not going anywhere until this war is over. What are you looking at me like that for? You're not going to try to bust out of here, are you?
It is the sworn duty of every captured officer to escape. And failing that, his duty is to harass, confuse, distract, and otherwise impede the work of the enemy. Now, you may not know we were trained for it. Pilots flying so close to the ground, well, of course we were likely to get captured, interrogated, tortured, imprisoned, starved. So we were trained in methods of escape. We were trained to think differently, to look at opportunities for things that wouldn't have been so obvious. Now, I'll give you a simple example. Well, it may be obvious to you, but it's not to most people. When we were captured, of course they took our handguns and anything we were carrying that looked like it could have been secret information, and they took the compasses we carried. Now that way they figured even if we got out, we'd get lost so quickly, they wouldn't have any trouble bringing us back. Now there was this one day, I saw 2 German officers taking out the day's trash, and inside the canister was a broken radio. The tubes were shot, and the case had been smashed with a hammer to make sure we couldn't use that for anything. But they forgot how useful the metal parts inside the tubes could be, especially since the speaker has a magnet at the base. Now you stroke the wires across that speaker 50 times, they become magnetized. I made 20 compasses for our boys from that. And on the other side of that fence, all they have to do is find enough water to float that needle in, and that needle will point north. And sometimes, that's all you need to know.
Vogel, a quick word if I may. Yesterday morning I mentioned that the number 3 tunnel entrance would be safer if we could reinforce part of it with concrete. And last night you delivered to that committee a 50-pound sack of concrete powder.
Are you asking where I got it?
Of course not. Vogel, you and your team have provided us with bundles of cloth, reams of watermarked paper, photographic materials, all without the Jerrys ever noticing those things were missing. It's no wonder my men call your team Sammy and his 40 Thieves.
I take great pride in that, sir. But as honored as I am to be a part of the support team, I would like to be among those chosen for the Great Escape. You see, there's this girl. I'm afraid she thinks I've died. And if she does, she'll give up on us ever being together again. Now, I have to at least get word to her.
I understand. Perhaps better than you might imagine. But all of that, your exceptional service, your motivation for escape, it makes what I have to tell you that much more difficult. You see, the Jerrys have decided the British and American officers are all getting along too well together. So you and the other American officers will be relocated to the South Compound tomorrow. a long way from any of the tunnels. So we'll be making the attempt with British officers only. I'm sorry, Vogtle, but if I know you at all, you'll have a new plan to escape within the week.
Roger, I'm working on a new plan right this minute. Sometimes you have to wonder if the people who design prisons ever wonder how people can escape. Like this new South compound they put us in, for example. Now, they put sand in between the common area and the perimeter. Sand exactly the color of the burlap sacking that they use for everything here. Now, if I could gather enough of that burlap and stitch enough together to cover myself with, I could crawl out onto the sand and blend right in. It's almost too easy. Now, I can crawl over to the fence, snip a wire, lie still for a bit, snip another wire. That's in the north compound. Oh my God, it's March 24th, the Great Escape. Go, boys, go! Run for it! I wonder how many got away before someone sounded the alarm. You can't keep us all locked up. It's been weeks since those British officers escaped. We're not going anywhere. Those men are long gone, believe me.
You're too credulous by far. It is true that 76 British officers escaped through your quite ingenious system of tunnels. But they could not pass themselves as German citizens for long, not when every man, woman, and child they happened to meet was a faithful subject of the Reich. Of the 76 who escaped, 73 have been recaptured. We have orders directly from the Führer to make an example of 50 of those who escaped. Their value as prisoners of war has been, how do you say it, greatly diminished.
Winston, I overheard two of the German officers talking about evacuation. They didn't expect the Russians to invade this far into Poland. The Nazis are going to have to run for their lives and take us with them. And if they do, they're going to march us out on foot, 90 miles. That's 90 miles through the snow? Winston, look at this. Marching 2,000 men through a snowstorm. There can't be more than 100 guards on us. They're not expecting us to survive this. With only 100 guards, there's no way they could keep an eye on all of us. What do you say, Winston? It's now or never. Hope to see you again, buddy. I didn't know it was possible to be so cold and still be alive. At least covered with snow. Don't stand out as much. What's this? Farmhouse? A barn? It's a barn. Door's unlocked. Straw. Oh. I can hide under the straw and it'll warm me up, dry out my clothes. I'm saved.
Papa, da ist ein Mann, der sich im Stroh versteckt.
Was ist das? Wer bist du?
Ik ben Erste Leutnant Alvin Vogel. Ik ben den entkommen Nazis und bitte und deine Hilfe.
My name is Otto. I'm glad to see you have escaped from the Nazis. I hate them with a hate few people can understand. They have made the word German an insult throughout the world. But I cannot hide you. Other farmers here have seen you. They know you are here at my farm. They will tell what they know unless I take you to the Gestapo myself.
Herr Odell, we're on the same side. And I'm fighting to bring these people to their knees to give your country back to you. So you're going to call the police? You already have.
Stalag 7A, Moosburg. Stalag 7A, Moosburg.
They know. The Geneva Convention says they're supposed to release all prisoners of war if they lose this. But that's not how they see it here. They figure if they're going to hang for war crimes, one more pile of American corpses won't matter much. I'm getting out of here. The guards do the exact same thing every day at the same time. They're machines. They don't vary a thing, because if they did, someone would actually have to think. Every day at the same time, 15 British orderlies are marched through that gate, forced to deliver supplies. And they're dressed almost exactly like I am. Now, the next time those 15 come in, there's going to be 16 going out. I almost can't believe that worked. Now, they're boarding a train, and they have tickets and transfer papers, which I do not. So, I have to keep walking. Well, Switzerland's only 200 miles away. Let's see. North is this way. I could cross the river, but the way this river twists and turns, now either I'm still in Germany or I'm in Switzerland. What's that? A signpost? Well, a white fence post, but there's a D on one side and an S on the other. Now, if the D is for Deutschland, is this the border? So that means this river is the Rhine. Now, either I'm already in Switzerland or no, that is almost certainly Switzerland over there, right across the 2-mile wide freezing river. I'm not stopping now. So close. So cold, so cold. I can't swim across there, but then again, I can't die on the German side of the border. I won't. So I gotta keep walking. Keep warm. Walk around the river if you have to. Keep warm. Keep walking. Something white. Mirage. Long, white, and curved here on the edge of the bank. Rowboat! It's a rowboat! Only one rope holding it. Oh, rope. Oh, rowing across the Rhine. Oh, this is it. So easy. After everything else, stroke, stroke, stroke. Just keep doing the same thing over and over. The same thing. Swiss police. First Lieutenant Alvin Vogtle. I've been held by the Nazis for 28 months.
Come inside, Lieutenant. You will eat good food and sleep in a real bed.
and then we're able to get you home.
My dearest Catherine, I can scarcely believe it myself, but I'm on a train rattling across Europe. I'm on my way home. I hope you won't be too surprised at how I look now. The doctors in Paris say I weigh 112 pounds. So you better tell Mother to get all those good things to eat ready. But more importantly, I hope you can now agree to marry me. Assuming, of course, that you're not already married. With deepest gratitude and highest hopes, Alvin.
Take a good look out of your port side windows, fellas. That lady you see in the harbor is the Statue of Liberty.
I don't believe you can truly appreciate the United States until you've been gone for a long, long time. Catherine, it's Alvin. I may not look like the man that you remember.
You better kiss me, Alvin Vogtle.
Oh, you better step over here away from these people.
Mr. Vogtle.
What's next for you, Lieutenant? After your honeymoon, that is.
Well, before the war, I practiced law with the firm of Balch and Bingham. I hope to return there and pick up where I left off.
It seems to me I've heard that song before. Like a ringing a bell, go, go. Go, Johnny, go.
Son, I spoke to Judge Logan Martin today, and he wants you to be his brother's personal lawyer. I don't have to tell you his brother is the president of Alabama Power.
Alvin, I'm Harley Branch. I'm being kicked upstairs at Southern Company. They want me to be the CEO. I'd like you to consider leaving the law firm and come work for Southern. I think it wouldn't be long before you were its president.
Hello? Mother? Yes, it's true. Well, no, I'm not going to be in the movie. That's not how it works. Well, I know Audie Murphy played himself, but he was, yeah. But it's complicated. But Steve McQueen, that's right, wanted dead or alive. Oh, yeah, he's a nice guy. He took me out to dinner and wanted to hear all about it from someone who, well, no, Mother, he's not playing me. He's just the star. Well, I mean, he's the star, so, well, if you want to know the truth, the character James Garner will be playing his closest to, yeah, that's right, Maverick. Yeah, he's going to, well, no, Mother, the movie's not about me or anyone else. I mean, there were hundreds of us who, yes, and they say they're going to dedicate the movie to the 50 men who were, well, I hope you're right. They should never be forgotten. I never understood that one.
Board of Southern Company has elected as its president Alvin Vogtle, whose remarkable life challenges
Kind of leadership for which the utility has become known.
Remarkable life. Chairman of the board, Southern Company CEO Alvin Vogtle. Ladies and gentlemen, your chairman.
Starting today, September the 12th, 1974. Southern Company will reduce its construction budget by 1/3 over the next 3 years. Yes, that's a total of almost $2 billion. Between the ongoing inflation crisis in the American economy and the OPEC oil embargo, the cost of maintaining our infrastructure to fulfill the needs of our customers has more than doubled and is now out of reach. It pains me to take this action because the reliability of electrical service in the years ahead may be affected.
That announcement took guts, Alvin. I know you don't like any of this.
Sir, we've reviewed your proposal to offset losses by issuing new stock. You simply can't do it. Consumer confidence is in the toilet.
People are waiting in line at the gas stations, and when you get the gas, a gallon costs 55 cents. It's insane. You can't sell stock under these conditions.
At our last offering, the stocks went for $17. Their value right now, $10.
You'd never be able to offer enough to raise the kind of money you're talking about. You have to sell 17 million shares.
And even if you could, it would hopelessly dilute the value of the stock we've already sold. It cannot be done. It would be the largest equity sale by a utility ever. And there's a reason why it's never been done. Because it simply will not work.
We're trapped, Alvin.
Have to wait it out.
No way out.
No escape. We're trapped,
No way
Alvin.
out.
No way out.
No way out.
Wait it
Box
out. No
in.
escape
Have to wait
from
it out.
this. No
No
escape.
way out.
No way
We're
out.
trapped,
No way
Alvin.
out.
No way out.
No
No
way
way
out.
out.
No way out.
There's a way of doing things, everybody knows that. Unwritten rules.
Look, I've been told that before, that there's no way out, that we're trapped. But maybe that's why businesses fail. They can't break their routine. They can't do things that they've never done before. We're selling our stock. It will raise the money we need and make regular people part owners of the utility. Now, these people will end up with a minority share. They'll save the company. And in a few years, some of these folks will start getting some pretty big checks. Everybody wins.
Except for the simple fact that people know we're in trouble. We have the stink of death on us. Alvin, listen to me. They will not buy now. They will not.
The markets are just closed, and one thing is clear. Wednesday, September 18th, 1974 will be a date long remembered in the history of American utilities.
Southern Company stock offered this morning sold out in a single day. The citizens of Georgia, Mississippi, and Alabama purchasing a total of 17.5 million stock, generating more than $150 million and mobilizing the entire security industry.
Question, Mr. Vogtle. Over here, sir. Just one question. Mr. Vogtle. Over here, sir.
The man himself, the genius who pulled Southern Company from the very brink of bankruptcy. Once again, you're a hero, sir.
No. Our customers, they're the ones who did this. Our new shareholders and partners, they did this. They're the heroes.
A question, Mr. Vogtle. Over here, sir. Just Mr. Vogtle.
Mr. Vogtle, we hear you're thinking about retirement now. Florida, spending time with the wife and kids, grandkids. It's hard to imagine you settling down like that.
Who's settling down? For my wife and I, retirement means no schedules, no constraints, no limitations. I call it the Great Escape.